Hi, Nia. Hi, Teala. How are you?
Hi,
It's great.
great. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you. So let's talk adulting. You've both been friends for a while now. How did you guys meet and how long have you both been friends?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
You
Nia and we've known each other for so long. Like, I think I've known Nia probably since she was like 10 or 11. Like, you
Yeah,
had to
I
be
was
like 10 or
definitely
11.
like 10 years old, and we've known each other for almost a decade now. Like we met at
Yeah.
a gifting
Wait,
suite in
that's
LA.
crazy.
It was my first time in LA too, and we met at a
Yes.
gifting suite.
Yeah. I think it was for like the Kids' Choice Awards or one of those like
One of those.
teen awards, and we met like at the gifting, and we have a photo together, and when I tell you, this photo is hilarious, and it's
so
out there
funny.
somewhere. Like, Nia literally is like 4 feet tall, and I'm like kneeling down so that I'm like the same height as her, and I was probably like 14, 15,
Yeah.
I think, and Nia was like 10. It was insane, but we were little munchkins, and then ever since she would just keep coming out to LA, we just kept hanging out. We definitely got like beyond close over the last, I'd say like 3 years. Now it's just like there's no stopping our friendship now.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's exactly how we met. It's so crazy too, because like when I would come out to LA for Dance Moms, I'd tell Teala like, hey, like I'm gonna do a video. So Teala and I have like old videos with each other too.
So we have
collabs.
Oh my God, we would do like YouTube
collab.
videos together back in the day too. Oh, and it just all lives on the internet. I'm dead. Those videos are not on private too, honey. You can search.
Yeah, no.
They are there.
Okay. Nia, where did the idea for your Spotify podcast Adulting come from?
We wanted to figure out what we wanted to talk about, and I guess Teala and I were both different ages, and we had a couple options that we were thinking about using, but definitely like since Teala and I are different ages, like Teala, you're 24 now, right?
Yep.
Teala, she's a real adult, and I'm
and you're about to be 20 low key, which is crazy. Weren't you just 18?
Yeah, like what? So I think it's really cool that we both get to talk about our adulting experiences from our points of views, and sometimes we adult right, sometimes we don't. But yeah, it just kind of came up because we are adulting. I'm a new adult, I'm a fake adult, and I don't know what the heck I'm doing. And to have an older sister kind of guiding me through, it just kind of helps me grow up.
I also think the title of our show Adulting is perfect because there were so many other options that we could have gone with, like for the name of our podcast, but we didn't want to feel like we were kind of put in a box where we can only talk about certain topics. And what's so lovely about the podcast Adulting is we can talk about topics that are funny. We can talk about topics that, are just hilarious, but we also can talk about topics that are serious. And I just feel like it allows us so much more variety now that it's about adulting, because there's just so much that happens when you're growing up as a young adult. We're discovering who we are, what we like, what we don't like. There's dating, there's so much, honestly. And it's a journey for sure. Yeah. Lots of lessons.
Teala, what are some of the juicier topics that you discuss on the podcast?
Oh, I don't even know if I can say yet
too much
without saying too much, but there's definitely a lot of juicy stuff coming very, very soon. Topics that are a little more PG-13, just talking about like dating and, your body and everything. But there's a lot of juice coming for sure. But what I also love about the show is the way we do it. It's very tasteful. Anybody of all ages can listen to the podcast. Nothing is explicit. I feel like it's all about just growing up and navigating your life as a young adult.
I really like
that. Absolutely. Period.
And that's on period. Literally periods. We talk about periods.
Yeah, literally we talk about periods too.
Yeah, seriously.
We honestly cover everything,
Yeah.
No stone is unturned. Like, we will talk about everything. We're very we're an open book, so I feel like there's so many topics that probably I guess teens and young adults are probably afraid to talk to people about, or not taboo topics, but topics that aren't talked about frequently. So I'm
I
happy that we
agree.
get to have these discussions and talk about it comfortably, because a lot of kids and teens, they don't talk about certain topics, and then they get into adulthood and you're like, wait,
And they're like, what
no
is
one
this?
told
What's
me
going
this.
on? Yep, it's so true.
And how are you both really handling adulthood?
That's a great question. I ask myself that every day.
We take it a day by day.
Yeah, we need a play-by-play for that, to be honest. I don't know. I feel like each day is completely different. I am definitely not a master of adulting at all. I recently just got my own first apartment, which is really exciting though. So I guess that's a new chapter of adulting, is truly like living by yourself, which is crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah, I like live with a roommate in LA, and I travel and work by myself without my mom coming with me. So there's aspects of that. So I don't know, like Teala and I, we signed up for
We're learning as we go.
We're learning as we go, but adulting isn't what I thought it would be. I thought it would be more fun than this. This is not fun.
Adulting is hard work.
Parts that are fun, but this is
adulting is hard.
And Nia, what's your favorite episode that you've recorded so far?
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Well, I personally, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it.
I know, right? Because it's not out yet.
It's not out yet. But basically, I love talking about like body positivity and girl problems. So whenever we talk about that sort of stuff in our podcast, that's probably like my favorite subject to talk about, because I'm like an open book when we come to that. I've loved sharing my personal stories, and I do like these little girl problem videos on my IGTV sometimes. So I love talking to teens and young adults about periods, or just body positivity, or just like, I guess, puberty in general, because I literally grew up on a reality show, so everyone saw me change throughout the years. So I just want people and kids to be comfortable whenever they're growing up and changing, and knowing that they can love themselves unconditionally, no matter what state their body or how they look.
Amen.
I love that. Teala, what's the best advice on like the best way to get through a breakup?
Well, that's a great question, because I've changed so much from when I was like 18 to how I am now. How I would handle a breakup when I was 18 was super immature. It was like, go straight to social media, let everybody know you're single, just go crazy. And now I would never handle it like that. I think the best way to handle going through a breakup is really surround yourself with your friends, your family, busy yourself, work out. Like for me, that helped out a lot. Like just doing like hot yoga classes and just spending a lot of time with my friends. I think the more busy I was, the less I had to worry about like what my ex was doing. I also just feel like just give it time, let the emotions come out. If you need to cry, cry. A lot of times, a lot of people want to just like suppress all their emotions, and then it just comes out through a mental breakdown like a week later. So if you have to cry in the morning, cry in the morning. If you got to cry in the shower, cry in the shower. If you want to eat a cookie, eat a cookie. But I just feel like time heals most things, and it's just important to busy yourself and surround yourself with people that are going to bring out the best in you during that difficult time.
Nia, why is it important for you that women, especially Black women, get opportunities to use their voice and be seen and heard?
Well, this is a close subject for me. Honestly, it hits home. And we've talked about this a little bit before with Teala as well, but basically our show Adulting, like, we want other Black girls and boys to know that they can be doing exactly what we're doing. There's enough room for everyone. I want to see more girls that look like me, of all shades and colors, and I don't want it to just, this world needs more Black girls and boys in the entertainment industry, so that other little girls and boys can look up to them. I remember whenever I grew up, like, I had some role models, but I wish I would have seen more people that looked like me on the internet and on TV. And even whenever Teala and I go to events, we're usually the only Black girls there. So I would love to see more diversity in all of these realms, no matter what it necessarily is, but it's so important to have diversity and inclusion of all different races, because we need to see more of that. And it can inspire so many other people, because sometimes you feel like if you don't see yourself doing something that you want to do, it kind of seems like you can't achieve it. And
Yep.
whenever it's quite the opposite, you can achieve anything that you put your mind to. And that's why it's so important to us as collectively. I'm going to say us because I know this is important to Teala as well, but for us
Yes.
to be doing this show, because we want to show other young Black boys and girls that they can be doing anything that they put their mind to. So like, it doesn't end with us, like
Yeah, this is
we
only the beginning.
this is only the beginning. We want more people that look like us doing these types of things. There's enough room for everyone.
Amen.
And
That's so true.
Teala, how has it been navigating the influencer space as a Black female creator?
Oh, where do I begin? For me, I've been doing social media for quite some time, probably since I was like 16 or 17. But I started out as an actress. I've been acting since I was 6. But in the social media space, it was hard at first. I will say that it was interesting being like not seeing a lot of myself when I would go to YouTube events, when I would go to influencer parties. I would find myself being the only Black girl 9 times out of 10. And that is really sad sometimes, but I feel like now, by Nia and I doing the podcast and just seeing so many other Black creators doing such amazing things, I hope that it inspires even more Black creators to know that we can do absolutely anything we put our mind to. And the last thing I want any person to feel is that they have to put themselves in a box where they can only talk about one topic because they're Black, and they can't do this type of video because they're Black. Absolutely not. In fact, you can do absolutely anything you put your mind to. And the fact that, we are Black young creators, influencers, actresses, all of that. I feel like it is important that other people realize that, you can do it no matter what you look like. I get so many DMs from young girls that are African American, and I'll get DMs of them feeling like, I want to start a YouTube channel, but I'm really scared to, and there's not that many Black creators, and I just feel like I won't go far. And I hate hearing stuff like that, because I'm like, you can do absolutely anything and you can be successful, and all you need is consistency. Half the time, you don't even need a good camera. I mean, people are vlogging on their iPhones because the iPhone quality is great. So sky is the limit. And I just love seeing other Black creators just put their mind to anything, because we are not just, one category in one box. Like, we can do whatever. We are variety. We come in all different shapes and sizes, all different skin complexions, and we're all intelligent in our own different ways.
Nia, you are always supporting amazing young women on your socials. What message do you hope that sends to your fans?
Yeah, absolutely. So I do Role Model Mondays on my Instagram, and basically a lot of people tell me that like I'm a role model to them, which is like so like such an honor, honestly. But I also understand that I'm not going to be a role model for everyone, and that's okay as well, because I'm not going to be a role model for everyone. So I want to amplify voices and share stories of people, ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And if I can't be a role model to somebody, I hope that one of the people that I promote on my platform can be a role model for someone, no matter who they are. And I think it's so important that we see and highlight stories that may not, be in the public eye, not necessarily that they need my help, but I definitely think that what they're doing is amazing, and they're people that I look up to and who inspire me. So if they inspire me, I'm sure that their stories will inspire other people as well. So that's the whole story behind it. I love doing it because I love social media. I like posting about myself, but I also love posting about other people and what inspires me and my family and friends. So it's just another part of me that I like sharing with, I guess the internet. But I definitely think that people do enjoy them, and they might not get the most likes or whatever, but I don't really care. It makes me happy and it makes others happy, and that's just what I'm trying to do.
Teala, what's one thing that you can't wait to see go completely back to normal post-pandemic?
Oh, there's so many. There's so much.
Anything dreaming about going?
I mean, beyond just like being able to go on vacation. I mean, I haven't gotten on a plane in like a year and a half now, which is crazy. I think for me, it would probably be, that's so hard. I love concerts. I love like music festivals and concerts. So I feel like that would be really cool, that going back to normal and just being able to fully meet viewers again, you know, like I'll go to the mall and they'll have their mask and like, can we take a selfie? We take it from like 6 feet apart with the mask. And I'm like, I promise I'm smiling underneath my mask. So I just miss like hugging people and really being able to fully embrace human contact. Cause even when I meet viewers like on my everyday life, it's just not the same anymore. I can't hug anybody. I got the mask on. It's a whole situation. So I can't wait to be able to get back to that and just meet supporters and go to concerts, honestly.
That's really sweet. And speaking of the pandemic, Nia, what kept you zen during isolation?
I spent most of the quarantine and the pandemic here in Pittsburgh with my family, and they have been the ones keeping me grounded because we never spend time together. Like when like the first, because my older brother is at college right now, but when we were first in lockdown for the first like 3-4 months, whatever, I was with my family, and let me just say, my family has never spent that much time together in years, probably since I was like 8 years old. Like we've never ever spent time together where we like ate lunch and dinner together. That's never ever happened because both of my parents were working growing up, and that just all of us had our different things. So it was really a special time for me to actually reconnect with family and get to spend time with them, and just, you know, even though it was, you know, the circumstances weren't amazing, I felt really blessed to be able to spend time with a family that I love, because I know a lot of people weren't able to do that, or in toxic households, or couldn't spend time with their loved ones. So I felt really fortunate and blessed to like be able to actually spend time with them.
Awesome. And you both were originally part of the self-love, glitter self-love campaign back in 2015. What does self-love mean to you now, post 2020? And both of you can answer. Teala, you can go first.
Oh, self-love for me is just truly loving yourself and all of your flaws. I feel like growing up, especially with social media, it's so easy to compare yourself to other people. But at the end of the day, like your imperfections are what make you you. Absolutely nobody's perfect. Even those celebrities like Beyonce and Ariana Grande, the people that most people look up to, they have stuff that they're like, oh, I wish I looked like this, or they have bad days. Like literally everybody has a bad day. So self-love for me is just truly loving who I am inside and out, and working on how I treat others, because honestly, how you treat others is to me like such a reflection of like a beautiful person. Like if somebody treats somebody really, really well and is a good person, like that to me is a beautiful person. It's not about like the outer image. It's really about what's inside. So working on myself in and out to me makes me love myself even more. Whether that's working out, eating healthy, you know, meditating, journaling, which I've been trying to do a lot more because I need to start journaling more, and just being grateful. And yeah, I think that's what self-love is all about. And not being afraid to take a bubble bath. I haven't taken a bath in so long, but I got a bath in there, and I need to buy some bath bombs, light some candles, and just have like a me day.
And Nia, what does self-love mean to you now, post 2020?
Yeah. Pretty much the same thing as Teala, but honestly, like having respect for yourself. I think that a lot of us, you know, we don't treat ourselves with respect. Like we would never say the things that we say to ourselves to other people. So it's not
Amen.
saying those things to yourself, it's realizing your worth and your power, and to love yourself unconditionally, no matter, you know, if you're having a bad day or not, because you do have bad days, but to let yourself, you know, be unapologetically you, and to not to be nice to yourself. Honestly, having that self-love is being nice to yourself, whatever that may be, like taking care of yourself because you deserve it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, both of you, for taking the time out. You both look beautiful. It's so inspiring to hear everything that you had to say, and I look forward to chatting with you both soon.
Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure.